JJ McCarthy confuses me, and he remains to be the biggest mystery of this 2025 NFL season. Is this guy good or not? Is JJ McCarthy really the Vikings' future franchise quarterback or not? Because one moment he's leading a jaw dropping fourth quarter comeback against the Chicago Bears in his first ever NFL start. And then the next moment against the Atlanta Falcons, he's looking like he has absolutely no business being in the National Football League. His first game back from injury, he leads the Vikings into enemy territory, a place they haven't won a football game in 4 years. Ford Field against a red hot divisional rival, the Detroit Lions. And JJ goes out there and sends a huge message, a 3 touchdown performance and a dub for his Minnesota Vikings. His stats won't jump off the page. His numbers won't scream anything at you crazy because the Vikings are running the ball so well the entire game. But you watch that game. You turn on the tape of JJ McCarthy against the Detroit Lions, and the things that he was able to do against one of the better defenses this league has to offer, at times you're like, man, not only can this guy be a really good quarterback in this league, this guy can be a star, an absolute star. You see exactly why people were so high on him in the preseason. You see exactly where all this hype before the 2025 season was coming from because this guy is so multidimensional. The things he's able to do from the quarterback position, if he ever like fully figures things out, if things ever really click for JJ McCarthy on that type of level, he is going to be absolutely unstoppable, right? I'll go as far as to say, right, just even the moment he figures out pocket presence, even the moment he figures out some sort of feeling for pressure and where it's coming from and when to step up and when to take off, that threat alone will take his game to new heights, right? You watch that third down touchdown run he had against the Lions to extend the Vikings lead, and you're like, oh yeah, that's different, right? There's not many guys in the league from that position that have that type of burst and can beat a linebacker to the corner and score a touchdown in that way, right? The touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson, right? An amazing catch. Jett is one of the best, not one, the best receiver in the National Football League, but he put it in a spot that only his guy could go up and get it. And the throw of the day, the absolute play of the day, the play that made me think right when I saw it, I was like, oh, this guy got it, right? Me and my guy were texting right now at that moment in the game. We were like, okay, let's see if he got it, right? It's third down, a minute and a half left in the game. We're driving. The Vikings need one first down to seal the game. And put the biggest throw of the day, he throws a perfect back shoulder ball to Jalen Neighbor right over the DB's head to seal the entire thing. The ultimate compliment, man, JJ is a football player. He's not just a quarterback. He's not just the leader of a team. He is a football player. He's never going to be the best at one thing, right? He's never going to throw it the farthest. He's never going to be the most accurate quarterback out there. But this dude can flat out play him. Again, we saw it from the one good quarter. The one good quarter he had prior to this was the fourth quarter comeback against the Chicago Bears. We saw it then, and we saw it in this game against the Detroit Lions. Just an absolute dog. An absolute dog, a guy you want to go to war with. We've seen it early on in the career from Jackson Dart. We've seen it from Baker Mayfield, from all the way from his time at Oklahoma, right? Just some guys have it. They just got that it factor. Guys that their energy, their swagger, the way they just play the game, right? JJ McCarthy's obviously not loud. He ain't doing all the talking, but the way he's able to go out there and play the game of football and do it in his fashion, his own way, it gives that team energy, right? When he's rolling, they are rolling, and it clearly shows. As a Vikings fan, he's got me. As a diehard Vikings fan, he's got me. I am officially bought in again. I'm on the JJ hype train after 2 straight losses that included an embarrassing one at the hands of Justin Herbert and the Los Angeles Chargers. We can be honest. We can be completely honest. It was looking like the season was about to take a turn for the worse. Things were not looking too good, especially when you look to your right and you see Sam Darnold out there balling in Seattle, leading the Seahawks to one of the best records in the entire NFC. Then you look to your left, and you see Daniel Jones turning it into somehow Big Ben Roethlisberger leading the Colts to the best record in the entire NFL. Two veteran quarterbacks that you had on your roster that you let go, right? And we're sat there watching Carson Wentz fight for his life while McCarthy is supposedly hurt. And as a Vikings fan, all you could do was let out a nice sigh. Let out a nice long sigh and say, damn, well, maybe we did mess up. Maybe this Vikings organization did mess up. As a Vikings fan, we were questioning everything. We were questioning every single decision made over the last year. Like, why not offer Darnold more money? Why not try and keep Daniel Jones for as long as you could? Why put this Super Bowl talented roster in the hands of an unproven rookie coming off a knee injury, right? This entire JJ McCarthy experiment so far has been one huge roller coaster ride. And although we're only 9 weeks in, he's only had himself 3 starts, right? This thing has still provided us so many just ups that we feel great about, optimistic, and then also a bunch of downs. Because if that Bears comeback win was one step in the right direction, then that loss to Atlanta and his personal performance had to be at least minimum 4 steps back. It was that bad. The game looked absolutely sped up for him. That game against the Falcons, he looked visibly just 2 steps behind everybody else as far as speed, as far as processing and seeing the game. He looked just completely lost out there, wide-eyed puppy, had no idea what was going on. And in the few moments that he did have to make plays, he just missed what seemed like every single throw, right? Plain and simple, the game against the Falcons, he just did not look like an NFL quarterback. And I think that was what was so worrisome, is that you watched that game and he not only didn't look like an NFL starter, he didn't even look like a serviceable backup. And I think whether that ankle injury was as bad as they made it seem, you guys know, if you've been following this channel, the way I saw it from the jump, I saw it as a conspiracy theory. I truly believe KOC got into the office that next day and was like, nah. He watched the film back and was like, nah, we played 8 quarters of football. This guy's only had one good one, and the last 4 were absolutely horrendous. I think Coach Kevin O'Connell was like, nah, only one of 2 things can come out of us leaving him in the fire like this. One is that JJ continues to get burnt and we just completely ruin this guy's career before it even gets started. Or 2, he continues to play this poorly and completely throws this Vikings entire 2025 season in the trash, right? Which, hey, if this was a regular first-year quarterback situation, then that might not be the worst thing to happen, right? We see it all the time. We see most first-year quarterbacks have to go through that, have to just be, hey, get thrown into the fire. We're going to suck this year. You're going to suck, but we need you to learn and develop, and that's how we're going to get better, right? That's most first-year quarterback situations. But I told you guys before the season started that this wasn't a normal first-year quarterback situation that JJ was walking into, right? This was not normal. This Vikings team had expectations. This was a Vikings team coming off a successful 2024 season. This was a roster that was good enough and is still good enough to be in contention to compete for a Super Bowl championship. So no, JJ had no time to develop. JJ was given no grace to make the same mistakes that other guys were making as first-year rookie quarterbacks. JJ McCarthy had to be ready right now, right? I don't know how the rest of the season will play out, right? The NFC North is an absolute juggernaut, the hardest division in all of football. The Vikings, they still got to go see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. They still have to see the Packers twice more and the Lions once again. I'm confident that they will find a way to make it interesting as the postseason creeps up here and comes around in the next couple of months. But honestly, I'll say it. Quite frankly, I don't care. Quite frankly, I don't care. Because if you ask me right now, at the end of week 9, do I think the Minnesota Vikings can win a Super Bowl with JJ McCarthy and a rookie quarterback? Probably not. Probably not. Do I think this roster is good enough to? Yes. If you were to swap JJ McCarthy and Jared Goff, I would say, hell yeah, we are the favorites. But right now, I do not care about how this season ends, what happens. All I care that is that JJ McCarthy continues to progress. He continues to find his rhythm, because the moment JJ McCarthy figures things out, the moment things really click for JJ McCarthy, the league is in trouble.